Longlegs has just recently came out. I think it came out last Friday. It stars the one and only The Weeknd from the Save Your Tears music video. I thought it was pretty good, honestly. There's a lot to deep dive into this film. It's very controversial. 50-50 on like everyone's reviews, really. You either really love it or like just think it's kind of mid. I'm saying it's bad is a fetch in my opinion, but whatever. So if we go straight into my review, my overall review. So we follow this detective, Lee Harker, played by the awesome Micah Monroe. She's sick. And we follow her like unravel these like mysterious deaths that have been happening. They've been dying from mysterious ways. Every single time has happened in a mysterious way. It's been happening over like 2 decades, 3 decades. Can't really remember. I think it's a 90s film, like set in the 90s. It's good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining the whole way through. I thought it was like masterfully filmed. The cinematography is fucking incredible. Especially they do a lot of aspect ratio changes. Not for like they don't do it for the sake of doing it, but they change the aspect ratio where it makes sense and it's cool, rather than just doing it to be cool almost. But it's like the cinematography is just second to none. It's fucking incredible. They've just nailed it. They hit on the coffin. It's like what a horror of that kind of thriller should look like and feel like atmospherically, which they just perfected it. Performances are pretty above average across the bar, and everyone gives a really good performance. I wouldn't really say there's one bad one. Obviously, Longlegs, played by the GOAT Nick Cage, is definitely the best one. But Micah Monroe gives a pretty good performance here as well as the chief detective. I don't know his name. I forgot his name, but he's a pretty good character. But yeah, Nick Cage is just he's actually like probably one of the top 5 actor for me, for definite. Like him and Mandy is like the best thing I've ever seen on screen ever, because it's just fucking batshit insane. He does it the same here. He definitely brings his Nick Cage-ness to this. There'll be some scenes where he's just going fucking crazy, but it's not OTT like apparently The Wicker Man is. I've never seen it, but I've heard stories about that film that I do not wish to see. Yeah, I wouldn't say his performance is OTT. I think he nailed it. I think it's pretty haunting. I think it's a character that will easily stick with you, especially making him look like The Weeknd from the Save Your Tears music video. Defo, that image is ingrained into my head. He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good in it. Micah Monroe gives also a pretty good performance. She's almost, I can't really get into too much, but she plays this like a mysterious character where there's something more going on. It's less grounded than you would think, which I kind of liked. I think it takes another aspect from horror and hits that nail, rather than it being too wacky and crazy almost, which I really enjoyed. There's a lot to take in here. There's so the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack for me didn't quite hit the mark. I think some scenes it's really good, and then some scenes it's just non-existent, which I wish it was, because I think it would definitely add to the film. It's not bad by all means, but it's definitely not as good as I wish it would be. I think another thing is the dialogue for some characters can be pretty like meh. Like there's one scene that's really good. There's an interrogation scene, sorry, which is like incredible. But then there'll just be like some cringy dialogue every now and then, but that would pop up. Not too distracting, but I would say it's noticeable, probably for me. The ending will be a very controversial take, really. I don't know how many people will enjoy that ending. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very full stop moment that a film like that kind of needed to have, rather than it be absolutely nuts to butts and all the crazy stuff that happens in it. But I'm grateful that it ended where it did and it didn't drag on, because I think it's pretty obvious where it would have went anyway. It was either going to go one or two ways, and it's like them 2 ways are pretty generic in horror, I would say. But it's a good film. I haven't had a horror film like that that's really hit as good with like atmospheric wise. Pearl by Ty West was a very good horror, but I don't. It's more of a character piece that is, as if this is just it's designed to scare you. Pearl's more like the backstory of X, of course. I think here everything, every aspect shines. Obviously, some more than others, but every aspect shines. Especially, it's directed really well. I was reading somewhere that Michael Munro and Nick Cage's character didn't meet until their scene in the film, which I think is fucking cool. Because obviously every initial reaction there is unique. It's like it's happening in real time rather than they've met before, they know each other. It's like they meet in that scene for the first time on set and in real life, so it's like, oh shit, you're getting real reactions there, which I think is really cool. It's just a really good horror. I think it's definitely a must watch for horror fans, but I'm curious how many people will really enjoy it and how many people won't. I am one of the ones that did really enjoy it. I'd probably give it a 9.5 weekends out of 10. Yeah, I think it's definitely, I would highly recommend it, especially for horror fans. Even if you don't like it or you do like it, I think you will still get some out of it either way, from the cinematography to the soundtrack to most aspects of that film. I don't think it's a bad film. I think some reviews are definitely being too harsh, because it's definitely not a bad film. But it's very, very, very enjoyable. So, yeah, that's pretty much my take. Bye.